Hello. Today is October 26th of 2025. It is 3 days until my 39th birthday. So glad I can have you guys kind of here for that. I guess
By.
this is
Ready for my mission.
my second birthday you've witnessed, something like that. So in this game I'm having a problem that it's like I think the random number generator is not happy with me playing the same turn several times as I
Setting a
prepare for
watch.
the game.
Standing by for orders.
And catching the aliens becomes harder if I try it again. So that's just a problem I'm gonna have to deal with. But
Securing our control.
in my real life, I I've just finished up 2 weeks of travel. And now in theory I'm supposed to be hanging out here
Removing our enemies.
for some time. But in fact I was just in Lamu County and things are going well there. I lucked into meeting some kind of a bureaucratic leader of the blue economy business, and he has fast-tracked my stuff, or he's taken over managing my stuff. So the problem is he's summoning me back for probably two more times in the next 4 weeks before I leave Kenya, which is annoying. So next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm going there. My birthday, in fact, is on Wednesday. So I'm gonna have my birthday festivities now on Thursday
Securing our interests.
of next week. I'm gonna have a feast for my employees on Thursday, and then I'm gonna have
Surveilling target area.
and then on Wednesday I'm gonna meet with a bunch of leaders, not ministers of the county government anymore. Now it's going to be leaders of departments who stay even after the change of governor. So it's going to be the head of Kenya Forestry, the head of Kenya Forestry Research Institute, KEFRI, and then the head of Blue Economy, which I'm not sure exactly what he's up to, but he lives in the governor's mansion. He works in the governor's mansion, governor's office, not like the other two who have their own offices. And then the deputy governor will be there as well. And I'm going to have to pitch to those guys. I'm going to have to practice my pitching in the coming days and do a good job with that. But then either they'll have me sign the paperwork right then and there, or more likely they'll summon me back up before the 26th of November for a final signing ceremony. So I should be finishing up this thing on my birthday, on my 39th birthday, which is pretty cool. So then I will be ready to break ground in February. And it looks now like my machine will come back, will be ready upon my return. Like the machine will land in the end of January. It's going a bit faster. I think it'll probably land in the middle of the Christmas break. And then we'll install in January. I'll be ready to run 2 companies as soon as February,
We've moved the needle.
which is pretty soon. So that's cool. And I still have my cousin who's a spaz is talking about coming. I'm not sure she actually will, but she wants to, let's say. She's optimistic about coming and starting a third business for herself, which will be the motorbikes at around that time. So that is pretty interesting. Maybe it's just a low chance of... I'm trying to discover aliens in Africa with this guy. And I feel like he's wasting his time because I don't understand the rules of the game properly, basically. But it might just be a low probability event that he catches them. Whatever it is. So now I'm around Kenya for 4 more weeks. I'm going to be mostly thinking about cleaning up my business here. My trucks are still a mess. My 3D printers need... I'm like scrubbing out the social scene before I go back for the holidays. But then my rest will be deprived of me by these bureaucrats in Lamu who'll keep summoning me back, and it'll cost a fair bit of money as well. So that's where I'm gonna stand for the next 4 weeks, but it should still be a bit more quiet than the last 2 weeks. I had to go to Ethiopia, prepare for the motorbikes, and go to Lamu, prepare. I have this whiplash of changing which company I'm working on, And this week is going to be particularly bad because I need to jump from recycling to trees and back to recycling in the middle of the week. I think I might call the new company. I have Sargasso Reclamation. I might call it Sargasso Restoration. It might be too similar. We were talking about Sargasso Mangrove Reclamation or something like that. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm leaning towards Sargasso Restoration right now for my new company. Also, I should warn you guys, if I start becoming famous in Kenya, there's a chance I might need to take this diary private, which should only affect the people watching on YouTube, not the people I'm actually talking to. But I might need to hide my diary, because if people, like, it'll be an information breach of people I actually know. Read this thing. So that's the thing that might happen here. I don't think I'll bother with commercial rockets, because my rocketry is already very good. So I'll just do space tubs. And it looks like I haven't caught the aliens. Hopefully this is just that the aliens have a low probability, and like I'm not rolling them, and not that like it's noticed I'm replaying the same turn and burning my ability to catch the aliens, which would be quite annoying. But I think I'm going to give up on catching them for a while, because I need my guys doing more important stuff. Or maybe I won't. Let's see how I feel. I'm going to secure. Well, I need to conquer Iraq again, but I'm also going to grab Austria and then glom it onto my big Europe. It'll be kind of like Spain, a secondary country. Comes on board anyway. And it'll also help me with neighbor bonuses for Italy and Germany. So yeah, it'll be quiet the next 3 episodes, I guess, and then I'll leave. Will be relatively quiet. I will have a birthday party, so next time you hear from me, I'll be 39 years old. I've started to think about having a big event for my 40th in a year. I can't invite you because you're from the future, but hopefully it'll be good. And it'll be like everything will be my new 40s exist version of my life will be kind of in place. It'll be starting a wee bit before my actual 40s begin. So that's cool. One thing about how things are shaping up is I don't know what I'm going to do with my foot I have in Belfast. It's kind of, I don't really need it now because I have a lot going on here. But this is basically, in the past, I have threatened to leave. Everyone's come with financing and opportunities for me in Kenya. And then as soon as I give up on trying to leave, all the opportunities evaporate. So I'm going to absolutely keep a firm hold in Belfast, and I'll do something useful with it. I'll think more about it over the holidays when I'm hanging out there, basically. But I'm taking a job in Kenya, essentially, as a manager of, first of all, a environmental restoration project, and then a sovereign wealth fund. I'm going to say I'm a manager of a sovereign wealth fund for a small Arab community on the African coast, which is not inaccurate. And then I'm going to be a factory owner in Malindi, and I'll be running a factory in Malindi. And that's going to keep me pretty damn busy. And in fact, I'm going to grab my PhD as well. I'm going to go up to St. Andrews. There's a chance I do a PhD at University of St. Andrews because they have good anthropology. I have a friend in the anthropology department. Or I might do one in England. But I'll sit around Belfast and Makowe writing. I'm thinking of doing an anthropology PhD about governance in the Swahili coastal world. I'm going to be deep in there as an outsider, and it might be good. So I'm thinking about like governance and investment, green environmental funding and governance in the Swahili-speaking world. And I'll have a front row seat, and it might be interesting, and I'll get a good PhD and get some renown. And that's kind of something I'll be thinking about. And I've decided as soon as I finish this hurdle of building my factory, I'll start, as soon as I finish this PhD, which is starting a factory from the ground in Kenya, like once everything's running there is when I'll start, so middle of next year, probably. And with that, I will leave you to it. I will talk to you guys next week when I'm 39.